Okay, I know what I've done. So, update celebs, set Twitter handle equals Taylor Swift, where ID equals 4, but what I missed out, at Taylor Swift. That's how it kept coming up an error. Yabba dabba do. Moving on. Hey! So, the delete from statement, the delete clause from statement deletes one or more rows from a table. You can use the statement when you want to delete existing records. The statement below deletes all records in the celeb table with no Twitter handle. Delete from celebs table where Twitter handle is null. Delete from is a clause that lets you delete rows from a table. Delete from is a clause. Celebs is the name of the table we want to delete rows from. Where is a clause that lets you select which rows you want to delete. Where you want to delete all the rows where the Twitter handle is null. Is a condition in SQL that returns true when the value is null and false otherwise. Delete all the rows that have a null value in the Twitter handle column in the code editor. Type the following. So, delete from celebs table where Twitter handle is null, semicolon, and then select all columns from celebs table, semicolon, run. Hey, so I'm only left with Taylor Swift. So deleted all the ones with the null column. So if you want to delete it for a table, it's delete from whatever the name of the table is and where Twitter handle or age or name or ID or whatever the data may be. You select where name equals Taylor Swift or where name is Taylor Swift, then that'll delete that one, etc. So you just change the data basically. Constraints that add information about how a column can be used are invoked after specifying the data type for a column. They can be used to tell the database to reject uncertainty data that does not adhere to a certain restriction. The statement below sets constraints in the celebs table. So create celebs, ID integer, primary key, name text unique, date of birth not null, date of death text default not applicable. The primary key columns can be used to uniquely identify the row. Attempts to insert a row with identical value to a row already in the table will receive a constraint violation which will not allow you to insert a new row. Unique columns have a different value for every row. This is similar to the primary key, except a table has many different unique columns. No columns must have a value. Attempts to insert a row without a value for a not null column will result in a constraint violation and the new row will not be inserted. Default columns take additional argument that will be assumed value for an inserted row if the new row does not specify a value for that column. Create a table with constraints in the values in the code editor type. How many tables do you see in the data schema on the right? Let's see, we'll just copy and paste it. So, Control V. So we're creating the table awards. So the name of the table is awards. ID integer. It's a primary key. Recipient text not null. Award name text default Grammy. So if I run that, we see 2 tables. Celebs and awards. How many tables do you see in the right schema on the right? Common errors. Missing the commas after the first and second column decoration. Missing the data type of the constraints of each column. 2 columns. 2 celebs table and then the awards table. Review. Congratulations, we've learned. In fact, I'll not read that out now because it's coming to the end.